In less than a week, Subaru's assembly plants in Japan's Gunma Prefecture are back up and running. Subaru announced on Monday that it has restarted production at 2 of its Japanese plants, following a 12-day shutdown. The plants combine to produce the majority of Subaru's vehicles, including the Crosstrek, Forester and Impreza, some of which are imported to the U.S. The automaker was able to restart its plants after it developed a countermeasure for a power steering defect. Subaru announced last week that it had shut down 2 plants on January 16, after it discovered a problem that may cause vehicles to lose power steering. At the time, it expected to have the plants up and running by January 28, and it met that goal. However, it's still unclear what part caused the defect, and how the new part addresses that. Subaru buyers in the US shouldn't face any recalls. After the shutdown was announced, a spokesperson for Subaru in the US said that approximately 10,000 examples of the Crosstrek and Forester may be affected, but none of the affected units have even reached dealers yet. Thus, any necessary fix will be implemented before the vehicles are put on sale. Vehicles manufactured at Subaru's plant in Indiana are unaffected. In 2017, Subaru's plants were hit with a different kind of problem. Late that year, the automaker admitted to decades of flawed inspections. The inspections, which were for Japanese market vehicles, were done using employees who were not actually authorized to do the inspections. Some vehicles were recalled for subsequent inspections by authorized personnel.
Cute dudes should have cute names, and Nissan hits the mark with its new Kicks. What were Honda and Toyota thinking with snoozers like HR-V and CHR? Nissan's subcompact crossover hit dealerships last spring, a replacement of sorts for the slow-selling Juke. Sales through October of last year, 13,576, already topped Juke's numbers for all of 2017. Kicks takes a more traditional approach to the popular genre, but with 5 two-tone paint schemes like orange and black it retains a strong fun factor. Nissan says the newcomer is aimed at urban dwellers seeking expressive styling, affordability, personal technology and safety. That's a fair statement. Its small footprint came in handy, letting me squeeze in as bargain hunters jammed the streets at a nearby estate sale. At 25.3 cubic feet, cargo space is larger than you'd expect, and above average for the class. Juke just had 10.5 cubes. The only caveat is that the second row doesn't fold flat, so there is a 5-inch step up to the added space. As for affordability, 2019 stickers start at $19,535, including destination. For the decently equipped SFYI, there are no significant changes for 2019 except a slight price bump. Even so, Kicks is at the low end of the subcompact price field along with the popular Jeep Renegade. Kia Soul, smaller but taller and less fuel efficient, undercuts both. By comparison, many direct competitors start around 21, not much less than Kick's mid-grade SV. Kicks may be cute, but it doesn't have a big kick on the highway. Acceleration is adequate, not quick but not slowest in the pack. Power comes from 1.6-liter 4-cylinder rated at 122 horsepower. All-wheel drive is not available, sticking with the urban vehicle theme. If zippiness delivers your kicks, Hyundai Kona is a good option. But there's a trade-off. Kicks is rated at 33 miles per gallon in combined city highway driving, compared to Kona at 30. Another option for fuel-conscious drivers is Kia Niro, a hybrid rated between 43 and 50 mpg, but costing a few thousand more. Nissan does a great job with seats, and Kicks is no exception. There's a lot more legroom up front than in many small and mid-size vehicles. Rear seats are comfortable with enough legroom for adults depending on how the front buckets are adjusted. And speaking of those buckets, they are very supportive and comfy. The infotainment system isn't fancy, but that helps make it easy to use. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard on the SV. A Bose audio system is an option on the top-line SR model. Another reason to recommend the SR is that you get the helpful blind spot monitor, automatic emergency braking and rear cross-traffic alert.
No, this isn't the all-new STI whose arrival we have been awaiting so anxiously, being instead yet another upgrade to the current model. But we will say it's an interesting one, a limited edition with more power, a wider track, and upgraded suspension elements. Finally, in a somewhat ironic touch considering how long the STI was denied to the US market, it'll be sold exclusively in America. Subaru is touting the 2019 STI S209. It follows S201 through S208 versions sold only in Japan, as the first STI crafted S-Line performance vehicle sold in the United States. The car's improvements start with a 2.5-liter Boxer 4, which gets a bigger, boostier turbo, forged pistons and con rods, a high-flow intake, bigger injectors, a burlier fuel pump, and freer flowing mufflers. Coolest of all is the intercooler's external water spray system, operated by a button on the steering wheel. Horsepower is estimated at 341, 31 more than the standard 2019 STI and 36 more than the non-RA 2018 cars. Subaru didn't specify a torque figure, but it did promise a 10% bump at 3,600 RPMs. The chassis gets updates as well, starting with a 0.6-inch wider track and wide body sheet metal that makes the S209 1.7 inches broader of beam than a standard STI. Also of note are stiffer springs, upgraded Bilstein dampers, a 0.8-inch rear anti-roll bar, upgraded bushings, and a handful of stiffening braces and bars, plus specially developed 265/35 Dunlop GT600A summer tires wrapping 19-inch BBS wheels. Subaru says, it all adds up to more than 1.00 G of lateral grip. Naturally, the S209 has styling tweaks and badges to distinguish it from ordinary STIs. Only two color combinations, World Rally Blue with gray wheels and Crystal White with gold, will be offered. Subaru says it will build around 200 units of the US exclusive car. Pricing must wait until near the on-sale date in late 2019, but the S209 pseudo predecessor, the $50,000 Type RA, likely provides a guide. The S209 may not be the new generation STI we've been waiting for, but it should keep us plenty amused until that one shows up.
Certainly, the upcoming Nissan Leaf Plus is not the starting point of the Leaf line, but the new 62 kWh variant, with its larger battery and additional grunt, does include a modest S trim. And it seems the cheaper version of the long-range electric hatch packs a range advantage over its pricier siblings. The suggestion comes via Automotive News, which secured California Air Resources Board documentation showing a range discrepancy between the Leaf S Plus and the SL and SV versions. In the certification, the two higher trim models fall behind the base S by what could amount to 25 miles. Automotive News said, the Leaf's base S Plus trim earned a 364-mile rating under the Urban Dynamometer driving schedule testing cycle, according to calculations on the CRB certificate. The SV and SL models scored a 330-mile rating under the UDDS testing cycle, which simulates mostly city driving. Generally, The EPA advertised range is rated at about 70% of the UDDS range, according to Inside EVs. The calculation would peg the S Plus range at about 255 miles and the SV and SL at about 230 miles. In introducing the new Leaf Plus at the recent Consumer Electronics Show, Nissan stated the model's range at up to 226 miles. As there's no EPA rating yet, Nissan's sticking with that number as a high water mark, meaning the higher trimmed Leaf Pluses could fall below that of the base S. Speaking to Automotive News, Nissan estimated the S Plus range at up to 226 miles, with the other two trims expected to deliver up to 215 miles. Devoid of certain content, the S Plus tips the scales at 73 pounds lighter than the other two. With the Leaf Plus, slated to hit dealers this spring, Nissan has its EV bases covered. The basic Leaf starts at $29,990 before destination and an MSRP reducing federal tax credit. Range is a 151 miles, suitable, in many cases, for family car duty. Energized by the appearance of a second-generation model, Leaf sales rose 31% in the U.S. last year.